tale of two Proteus, what's the plural of Proteus? I don't know. Anyway, the military has two situational awareness programs in development named after the same Greek mythology character, and we're here to talk about it. For sailors, it's called Maritime Domain Awareness. To make it a reality, the U.S. Naval Research Laboratory launched a pilot program in January 2022 known as Proteus. In tech speak, Proteus is, quote, used to identify, query, and filter maritime vessels based on user-defined criteria, end quote. Basically, it's giving near real-time maritime situational awareness. I think you just basically see what's going on out there on the water and nearby. In plain old Marine speak, it's taking a ton of data and synthesizing it to tell commanders what's out there on, above, or under the water. And this program isn't only for wartime considerations. The NRL lists Customs and Border Protection, Homeland Security, Coast Guard operations, Department of Transportation ops, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, among others as users of this analysis tool. So it gets a lot of bang for its buck. Uses include countering illegal fishing, scanning maritime protected areas, conducting search and reconnaissance, protecting critical infrastructure, environmental protection and response, maritime law enforcement, and sexy, counter-smuggling operations. Now, for the Marines, they've always got to be different, right? Am I right, guys? No? All right. Well, they've got to have their own situational awareness tool, identically named program, also called Proteus, developed by the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA. Think stealth bomber and all those cool sciencey things you see in movies. That was handed off by DARPA to the Marine Corps Warfighting Lab in 2021, so they've had it about a year or so. That Marine Corps Proteus program, or Prototype Resilient Operations Testbed for Expeditionary Urban Scenarios, it's a mouthful, ran through experimentation with Marines from 1st Battalion, 2nd Marine Regiment back in 2021. So they've had about a year or so to kick the tires on it. The urban-focused situational awareness software gave Marines the ability to visualize and manipulate their electromagnetic footprint, or EW. They used automation for logistics support, and they got analytical data to help plan tactics and force packages that they need to do on an urban mission. Very urban-focused versus the maritime, but both kind of blend somewhere in the Marine Corps. The Marine Proteus system uses three main components: the Ultra Composer, the Parametric Data Service, whatever that means. The Ultra is kind of a virtual test environment or sandbox for experimenting and analyzing data for the area of operations, kind of like a simulations room. The Composer has logistics and electromagnetic data to help shape the plan, so they kind of know what they're looking for, know what they're spotting, and also can plan out the logistics they need. And the PDS, or the third portion, includes maps, models, and other software gizmos to help incorporate all three, building this kind of fused picture, kind of like think about the software engine behind your favorite video game, but for tactical leaders. It sounds similar, right? One's for cities, other for the sea. Both are relevant to Navy and Marine commanders, which expect to be more intricately linked and supporting each other in future operations. That's definitely a change from the last few decades of mostly land-based operations for the Marine Corps. And they're not alone. Across the services, the DoD is trying to find ways to bring all the data at its fingertips together. So maybe a third Proteus, Protei, still nothing on the plural? Okay. That's happening in the Army with sensor-to-shooter networks, and in the Air Force and Space Force with recent space domain awareness events. Oh, and that Greek mythology character reference, Proteus was an old shepherd of the sea, basically watching sea life, who lived on an island at the mouth of the Nile. Kind of like a prophet-like lookout, or recon, really. Marines could get behind that, maybe. So it kind of fits. Maybe there's a third or fourth Proteus, Protei. I'll look it up next time. We'll keep your situational awareness up by tracking these and other stories. Reporting from Military Times, this is Todd South.